All right. Congratulations, Kshitij, on your fantastic achievement. And you had also
Thank
got an
you.
excellent rank last year. So please take us through the 2-year journey that you had with GATE and your own experience.
So I actually, this was my third attempt at GATE. Before this, I gave GATE twice. And the last two times was mainly, I mean, I didn't prepare for it as such. Last year, I studied only for about a week because I also had my thesis. So, but I feel that both of those attempts were really helpful because despite not studying for them, I had developed an understanding of how the gate paper is to be attempted, what part should be attempted. I mean, it's not something that is generic to everyone. You have to find your own equation. So, for example, like in my case, I am very comfortable with giving at least half an hour to math, which I think is a disaster for most of the people, but it works out for me, so I just do it. So, yeah, that was really helpful for me the last two times.
And you mentioned that you have an idea of which sections to attempt, which not to attempt. Can you please elaborate on that?
With sections to attempt in a way, I mean, when you go into a gate paper, you don't know what part of it will come easy, which part will be difficult. So you need to have a generic idea of how much time you are spending on each section. So I mean, at least this time when I attempted, so last time I had attempted planning paper, but this time I found it to be a little too hard, so I did not attempt it. So from that capacity, I mean, I usually attempt paper in the same sequence as it is given, which is first math, then general, then either planning or architecture. But then there needs to be a limitation on time. So I usually give 1.5 to 2 hours to the main part, the common part, and about 1 hour approximately to the planning part, planning or architecture. This time I attempted architecture.
All right. I think the first time you gave, you had studied self on your own. The second time you gave, I remember you called, I don't know for the first time. The second time you gave, I remember you called me up just 10 days before the exam and you said, where should I start? So I was very worried, but then you still managed to get within around 180 rank, 179 or 169, I forgot. So, and third time, obviously, you have a lot of experience, so you could get a top 10 rank, which is excellent. Now, there are many students who attempt for the first time in their fourth years, let's say similar to yours, and then in the fifth year, and they are pretty happy with a top 300 rank or so. So, if they're just aiming for a top 300 and you got into top 200 with just 10 days of preparation, can you please tell us how you built your baseline, the baseline knowledge on which you built on further 10 days and then got a rank? How to prepare that baseline?
Last year I didn't particularly have any strategy. So mostly what I did, I just took a lot of questions that were asked from Gate or questions that you gave me that were designed to be similar to Gate questions, and I just solved them. So that gave me an understanding of several kind of question. Like for example, you have questions of acoustics, you have questions of project management. These things are not usually taught in bachelor's, but they are very easy things. So once you understand how they're working, you're almost sure to get marks in those questions. So that probably is the thing that gave a boost to my result last year.
Okay, by the set of questions, you mean the 300 questions, the set of 300 questions that I always refer to, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. And then what was your strategy for this time? Also, because you had joined another institute, so I think they also helped you a lot, obviously. So how did you balance on both the sides and what are the benefits of studying on both ends?
One of the obvious benefits that I experienced by joining both classes was that teaching approaches are always different. Whoever is teaching, they teach with their own understanding, their own temperament. So, being taught the same thing in two different places gives you a versatility of thought. So, I mean, if I am studying, let's say, I give example of acoustics only. If I'm studying acoustics from two different perspectives, so that somewhat gives me uh, a, a room for thought of how I need to develop my own understanding of this subject. So that was, it was quite helpful. As for my strategy, I didn't particularly have any strategy actually. My goal was only sort of to acquire some base level knowledge that any architecture student should have. So, irrespective of whatever is taught in those particular 5 years, if I felt that there was something that I should know as someone who is going into the field of architecture now, then I try to study it at least from my end. So my goal basically for this year was not exactly any rank, but more like marks. As easy or difficult paper might be a thing, but somewhere your marks do reflect how much you know about.
All right, that is very true. What is the importance of mock tests and how many mock tests should a student take before the exams? What would you recommend?
I would be very hypocritical to try to answer that because I only attempted one mock paper, but yes, it is very important. It would have helped me greatly. Nonetheless, I did not do it. So yeah,
All right.
because
Yeah, even
mock
I am
test,
of the
yeah.
is yes, even I am of the view that one or two mock tests is more than sufficient because what really matters is your concept and knowledge, and then for the timing purpose, one or two mock tests is more than sufficient. What are your plans for the future? Which institutes you're applying to, and what do you plan to do next?
Currently, I am hoping to apply in urban systems IIT Bombay because that is where my interest mainly lies. Apart from that, I will also be applying in MURPA and MCP, Roorkee and Kharagpur. Then I'll actually have to see what are the other courses that are of my interest. Construction management is a nice course, but it's not something that I would want to go into, so probably not that. So I'm yet to explore actually a bit.
All right, all right. Yeah, I'll connect you to people in all three places. I have one connection in IIT Bombay. He is the systems management, and then I
Mhm.
have these two. I'll connect you to all of them. I'll send you the numbers right away. You can get in touch with me, take my reference, and see if they can help you. And we'll always be there to help you out. All right, then. Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.